Hello dear students, welcome back to our YouTube channel. As you know that we are studying about the integral transformation, in which we are studying about the special functions beta and gamma function. In previous lecture we have seen the definitions of beta and gamma function. After that we have seen some basic elementary properties of beta and gamma function. After that we have learned about the different transformation of beta and gamma function, in which about if we want to say about beta function, we have so many different types of transformation, or we can say that the different types of phases of beta function we have already seen in previous lecture. In previous lecture we have seen the beta function in linear form, one is trigonometric form, and many times many logarithmic form. We have so many forms of beta function seen in previous lectures. Now from this lecture we are going to study about some application of beta and gamma function. For that we are studying from the example. First of all, the name of the paper, that is integral transform. And in which we are studying about beta and gamma function. Correct? Beta and gamma function. Let's see. Example is given as prove that integration from 0 to 1 x square dx upon 1 minus x raised to 4 raised to half into integration from 0 to 1 dx upon 1 plus x raised to 4 raised to half is equals to pi over 4 root 2. Correct? Now we have the example to prove integration from 0 to 1 x square dx upon 1 minus x raised to 4 raised to half, or we can say that root of 1 minus x raised to 4 into integration from 0 to 1 dx upon root of 1 plus x raised to 4 is equals to pi over 4 root 2. Now, if we consider first part and second part as I1 is equals to integration from 0 to 1 x square dx upon 1 minus x raised to 4 raised to half, and I2 is equals to integration from 0 to 1 dx 1 plus x raised to 4 raised to half. Now we have to integration number 1, that is I1 has limit integration from 0 to 1 x square dx upon 1 minus x raised to 4 raised to half, and the second item is integration from 0 to 1 dx upon 1 plus x raised to 4 raised to half. Now we can calculate this I1 and I2 separately. So take I1 first. I1 is equals to integration from 0 to 1 x square dx upon 1 minus x raised to 4 raised to half. Correct? Now we can solve this integral with the help of substitution method, and we have x raised to 4, and since we know that sine square x or theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. We know the equality, sin square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. And if we put x square is equals to sin theta, x square is equals to sin theta, therefore x raised to 4 becomes sin square theta, correct? So we will get 1 minus sin square theta. Again, if we take only x, we will get root sin theta. Now we want dx also. If we differentiate this equation, we will get 2x dx is equals to differentiation of sin theta becomes cos theta d theta, and it will implies dx is equals to cos theta d theta upon 2x from left side. It will appear in denominator cos theta d theta upon 2x. So 2 and x becomes root sin theta. So we have dx is equals to cos theta d theta upon 2 sin theta. Correct? Now we will put these values in equation number or equation I1, integral I1. So we will get, okay, now we have limit to change. We are changing x into theta. That's why the limit of x change to theta. With the help of this, we can also find sine inverse of x square is equal to theta. Correct? If we put x is equal to 0, then sine inverse of 0 will give us theta is equal to 0. And if we put x is equal to 1, this is like that, sine inverse of 1 will give us theta is equal to pi by 2. We know that how to calculate the limits of the integral. Now we are going to put all the values in I1. So limit point change to 0 to pi by 2. Then we have x square. X square means sin theta. Then dx means cos theta d theta upon 2 root sin theta. Correct? And upon the 1 minus x raised to 4 becomes 1 minus sin square theta. 1 minus sin square theta will give us, or simplify this equation, we will get integration from 0 to pi by 2, 1 upon 2, taking outside 1 upon 2, and sin theta upon root sin theta will give us root sin theta into cos theta d theta. Correct? And here we have 1/2. And 1 minus sin square theta will give us cos square theta. And when we divide, we take a root of cos square theta, we will get cos theta. Correct? Now cos theta will cancel. We have only integration from 0 to pi by 2, root sin theta d theta, and 1/2 as it is outside of the integral. Now since we know that beta of mn is equals to 2 integration from 0 to pi by 2 sin 2n minus 1 theta into cos 2n minus 1 theta d theta. So we can simplify this equation by, therefore I1 will use as 1 upon 4 2 integration 0 to pi by 2 sine half theta cos 0 d theta. Barabar. Now we want 2 in numerator, so we multiply and divide by 2. So here we have 2 together with integration, and where to equalize this equation we have 2 in denominator also, that 2 and this 2 after multiplication becomes 4, 1 upon 4 into the bracket 2 integration of 0 to pi by 2 sine raised to half theta into cos 0 theta d theta. Now compare with above equation. Compare above equation to equation A, this part of it. So we will get 2m minus 1 is equal to half, correct? And 2m minus 1 is equal to 0. So 2m, here we will get 3 by 2 and n is equal to 3 by 4, and here we will get n is equal to 1 by 2, correct? Now beta becomes 3 by 4 comma 1 by 2. Correct? Now, since we know relation between beta and gamma function, and what is that? That is beta of mn is equal to gamma of m into gamma of n, gamma of m plus n. We know the relation between gamma and beta function. Beta of mn is equal to gamma of m into gamma of n upon gamma of m plus n. Now we are going to solve with the help of this relation. We will get gamma 3 by 4 into gamma of root 2, gamma of 1 by 2, and gamma of 3 by 4 plus half. We will get gamma of 3 by 4 into root pi, and it will give us gamma of 5 by 4. Correct? Now, it is the value of this part 1. Therefore, I1 will give us 1 upon 4 into gamma of 3 by 4 into root pi upon gamma of 5 by 4. We have done with I1. Now we are going to find I2 in next lecture. Let's revise all these steps which we have studied in this lecture. We have to prove integration from 0 to 1 x square dx upon 1 minus x raised to 4 half into integration from 0 to 1 dx upon 1 plus x raised to 4 raised to half is equal to pi over 4 root 2. Now we divide or we did partition in left hand side. We took first integration as is I1 and second integration as I2. Correct? Now we are solving I1 and we know that whenever we have 1 minus x raised to power, then at that place we can put sin theta. By using the method substitution, we can easily simplify such type of equation and easily solve it. Now, by using substitution method, we put 1 minus x raised to 4, we replace 1 minus x raised to 4 into 1 minus sin square theta. And finding the value of x square dx and 1 minus x raised to 4 and limit of integration, we put all these values in I1 and converted this integrand from variable x to theta, and after simplifying we have I1 is equal to 1 upon 4 gamma of 3 by 4 root pi upon gamma of 5 by 4. In next lecture we will see how to deal with I2. Till then, thank you. Bye.